Hey, friend. So I know you are the visionary. You are a builder. You are a problem solver. You are building amazing things. But one thing that you're lacking is funding. Welcome to the Executive Innovation Show. I'm your host, Shevvy, and as your business development and SBIR consultant, I help tech founders like yourself to break into the federal market. Um, so that they can create opportunities, but also I help them to submit merit worthy proposal, SBIR merit worthy proposal, because I know you don't have the time, you don't have the team capacity, and you don't have the tolerance to navigate the federal space. And that's where I come in and have support clients to submit phase one for DOE and DOE, but also help with business development by identifying opportunities, partnership, and so forth. So this is the place for you if you're looking to tap into the federal market and you don't have the capacity to do so, and you don't have the team, and you're like, I don't want to do it. You want to bring someone in. This is a show where I share insight and things that you can walk away with every single time. So definitely come on in, say hello, drop a 1 in the chat. I like to do this because when it comes to being in the federal space, it's about building connections. And you can build connections if you're just silent. Okay. You have to build connections by putting yourself out there. Just like I build connections by putting myself out here live every Thursday, going to different events, but also following up and doing different things. So if you're new, drop a 1 in the chat, say hello, and I want to welcome you. I want to celebrate you, and also want to share what you do as well, because you never know who is listening, who is watching the comments, who might need your services. Because for me, it's all about how can we leverage this platform, but also the people who are watching this now, but also watch this later on. And while you are doing that, I am live on Facebook as well at Shevvy Mac with a C. And also I am live on YouTube, my YouTube channel at the Executive Innovation Show. So when you're done watching it over here, go subscribe, share with a friend, but come on in. And today we're going to be talking about, it's time to build, and you're building. I know you're building already, but it's also build, but get funded. Like, this is the opportunity. And I'm going to kind of bring in a little bit of what I talked about last week about that number of 637 billions of dollars, available for, that was awarded, not available, but awarded to businesses at different levels, whether that's small, medium, but also the demographic as well too, and how out of the 637 billion, only 1.54% was awarded to Black business owners, which equated to $10 billion, which again, that is not a lot. I mean, it's a lot, yes, but if you think about the amount of people that are in business that are minorities, it's little. So we're gonna bring we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, and how my article that I share resonated with, quite a few people, which is great because it's about creating that shift. And for me, it's creating the shift for tech founders like yourself to not continue to build, but also tap into the funding through federal opportunities, through state opportunities, or even commercial opportunities, and through partnership as well too. And that's what I really, is focused on, and helping you to thrive and succeed in the federal space. Most importantly. But come on in, say hello, like I said, let me know where you're joining from, and share what you do as well too. So we're going to talk about, building, because like I said, you are the visionary, you are the you're a builder, you're a problem solver. And I'm like you. I am that person. I'm big vision. I'm creative, but also I'm a problem solver. I'm an executor. I like to get things done. And I know you're in the same space, but you have been spending, you spent a lot of years, developing your craft, whether that's through school, whether that's through the military, whether it's through you're a company that you work for, you've developed that skills, and you decided to venture out on your own to launch your business and be innovative and create things that provide a solution to many problems for individuals, for organizations as a whole. And right now I have a headache. So I have someone joining me. Let me know where you're joining from. But right now my head is throbbing on the left side. So I'm not going to be long today. So if you're like most founders, we're not you're not short of ideas. Like, you are an amazing person. You have amazing ideas. You are creative. You're building. You're innovative. Um, and your skill set is not lacking either, because my skill set of being in the military, serving, I'm no longer in the military, but serving in the military for 22 years, I have a lot of skill set that I bring to my clients. I need to just slow down, y'all. That I bring to my clients, that I am able to leverage from my military background of running operations, programs, leading teams, executing, being in a stressful environment, writing statement of works, being a contracting officer representative, overseeing contracts for my work section. So definitely, I understand that you have more likely similar skill set, but the thing that you don't have, and you may have a few people on your team who are their position in your company to do the work. Okay, they are there to do the work. And I know what your team is doing, it has, like, somebody has to do it. That's why you brought them in. They have to execute. And when it comes to them, their focus on the building, just like you're focused on the building and the leading and executing. And the thing that you don't have is that specific person on your team to help you get to those different types of funds that the government has as a whole. Because, if you're looking at SBIR, maybe you've heard of SBIR, maybe you have not, which is a small business innovation research, or STTR, which is a small technology transfer research. These are two different programs that you can tap into to bring funding to your innovation. So while you're building, while you're, directing your team, guiding your team, you don't have the time to get out of that space that you're in right now to do the research, to identify opportunities, to look at the 11 agency and identify, okay, based on what they're looking at right now, due to technology, due to the innovation that they're looking for, you don't have the time and the team to do that. And even the complexity of going through, all the different, topics to identify and research. And even my last client, they're like, hey, we don't have the time. We're going to hire you to do the work because we don't have the time. And I get it and I understand it. Okay. But in order to grow a sustainable business and not continue to get to the point where you feel like I need to bring in a partnership, I need to sell a piece of my company, you can tap into the innovation funds, because building is great, but you need funds to continue to build and create and make a bigger impact. Because I know that you're the type of person, you're the visionary who wants to create a big impact that's going to impact the environment, that's going to impact people, places, things. So definitely it's about bringing in, funding to help you get to that next level, and going through the route of tapping into innovation grant funds that are available for everyone. It's going to be key for you. Welcome, Chanel. Thank you for tuning in from New Jersey. Thank you. Please share in the chat what you do, because you never know who will be reading in the comments and reaching out. You never know. I have a big headache, y'all. So I'm like kind of off, but it's all good. Let me drink some water. But in the meantime, let me know how y'all are doing today. Let me know how you're doing today. So yeah, so it's not about just building. It's about really looking at how can you get the funding available. Last week, I shared about, like I said earlier, about SBA, in 2024, they, awarded $637 billion to businesses, but only 1.4% was awarded to Black companies. And that is a big gap. And for me, I'm here to close that gap, okay, to bring more awareness to individuals that look like me, minorities, to understand the resources, not in the sense of products, but in a sense of funding, the different types of funding that is, funding that are available for everyone. Because I'm telling you, from conversations, even myself, a lot of individuals are not aware of what SBIR is, what impact that can, it can have on their businesses for long-term success. But I'm here to create that shift and make sure that you are aware of what's available. You have, information that you can actually implement and use to do it on your own, or hire someone like myself or someone else to guide you on that path. Because this opportunity is for you to leverage non-dilutive funds to bring that innovation to life. That is what SBIR and SCTR is really focused on, is giving you the opportunity to develop that innovation that is aligned with what that federal agency is looking for. Okay. And there's multiple ways that you can go about it. You can, and that could be a different topic, but I want you to not only continue to build, but I want you to look at, okay, how can you tap into the funds? And those funds can be utilized for different things, from hiring specific individuals to help you with that innovation, to bringing in a consultant, identifying equipment that you may need. So there's so much you can do, and the funds can range from 50K to 400 something K, dependent on the agency, dependent on the phase. And in phase one, on average, you're looking about maybe $250,000, dependent on the agency. Every agency is different. Some agencies may be the same, some may be a little lower, some may be a little bit higher. But these are things that I do in research to make sure that you, as a tech founder, are not only focused on building, but you have opportunity and resources to tap into those innovation grant money funds and contract, because it's both. And if there are any questions, please drop them in the chat. All right, Chanel Maxwell said, I am doing really well handling a few of my clients' requests and getting that all wrapped up. Love it, love it, love it. It's all about serving our clients. Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations on that. Yes. So just to kind of share, like I said, a shift is happening, and I want to make sure that you're part of that shift. Not the downward shift, but I want you to be in that upward shift, where that momentum, where you're creating, you're making an impact, but also you having the funds. You're positioned to tap into the different types of funds, because I cannot guarantee you the funds, because I've said it before, I am not behind the closed doors. I am not reading the proposals. I am not the one making the actual decisions. But what I do, I position you for success. Okay. I position you to increase your opportunity of getting funded. That is what I do. I position you to submit a SBIR merit-worthy proposal. I position you to get the right partnership to help you create those different types, tap into those different types of funds. So for me, it's positioning you for those opportunities. And in order to get those opportunities, you have to not only build, but you got to step out and get visible as well too, which is going to be key for getting different opportunities. Okay. And that is why, for me, it's not about just, here are the resources, here's another course, here's another list of information. I'm that person. I'm a doer. I don't just give you the information. I want to guide you. I want to make sure that you are successful. Okay. And even with my post that I shared in my news article, if you're not familiar, every Tuesday, I release the executive innovation debrief, brief. The debrief is what I do, a monthly email to my email list. If you want to get on that, let your girl know. And, I had a couple of people repost and just share with the community, which I appreciate. So thank you for those who shared. But definitely when you have an opportunity, go check it out. And one person shared how, she needed to hear this. She needed to see this article. What she read really resonated with her and hit her like, I've been building and building and building for over 20 years, whether that's in the military and, in her own business, but really putting herself out there in the view of other people, that they can see what she is doing, which again brings in opportunities, not just in a sense of partnership, but in a sense of funding as well too. So it is so critical and important for you to, yes, be in the lab and build, but also it is essential for you to put yourself in position. And that's what I help you do as your strategic partner, whether that's for business development or SBIR support. So what I've decided to do, and based on what I saw and what I do see and the gap in, funding for us, I am creating something that's going to position you for more opportunities. And like I said, this is not a course, okay? I have a teaching background, but this is not a course. It is not theory, because guess what? With my client that I've served, I've positioned them for partnership opportunities to submit for SBIR, phase 1 for DOE and DOE. So again, positioning, because now they're aware of who you are, which is great. So what I'm working on, and I'm going to be sharing more about this in the coming days, is something that is going to position you to be federal ready. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, with a clear foundation. Because some people just want to dive in. I'm that person, depending on what it is, let's go. But with SBIR, it's not something that you just dive into. You got to do research. You got to understand what it is. You have to understand the impact, what they're looking for. You have to identify, okay, where do I go and find the topics that these agencies are looking solutions for? Look, you really have to do your research. And I know as a tech founder, because I see it, I've worked with clients, they pay me because they don't have the time to do what I do for them. So what I'm creating is to set you up for success. That means helping you to build your foundation so that you can submit and start the process to submit your first phase 1 SBIR proposal. And I will have a question. Drop a 2 in the chat if you have heard of SBIR before, you understand what it is. Or a 3 if you've never heard about it, this is your first time hearing. If you're watching this later on, hashtag replay and let me know. A 2, you've heard about it, you understand it. A 3, no clue, never heard of it, but I want to learn more. Okay. Or 4, if you want to learn more about it, drop a 4 for that. Okay. So for me is really bringing a solution to you. You have a solution for these different agencies, and I have a solution for you. And as a visionary, this is your time. Your time to not only build, but your time to continue to build, but also get funds for your innovation. It's time to get funded. Okay. And I want to help you get there. I don't want to have you wasting your time going, down a rabbit hole. I want to make sure that you are positioned, you are strategic, and you are able to execute and submit your first phase 1 proposal. Have the tools that you need to step into that space and not be afraid through all the complexity of the paperwork and the process and getting the, letter of support, letter of commitment, doing your budget, your bio sketch, all the things. Because I do understand that it can be a lot for someone who has never tapped into that, that space, went on that journey. But I've been through that journey. I understand the time that it takes, but I also have done it. And I know how to, okay, this is how we can streamline it. That's what I did for my client. So as a tech founder, if you're like, hey, I love building, but I'm ready to get some additional funds that I don't have to pay back. I don't have to bring in a VC to take a piece of my company, then stay tuned, because what I am building is really more of an incubator for someone who, and it's not long. We're not together for 6 months or none of that stuff. It's really, this is about intentionality, about making sure that I don't waste your time. But you have the resources and what you need within the time frame to position yourself to apply for your first phase 1 SBIR proposal. Okay, so if you're that tech founder, my head is still throbbing, y'all, for some reason. And I had a great workout this morning. So I don't know, it could be dehydration, but I say drinking water. But anyways, I digress. So if you're that tech founder and you are great at what you do, you love what you do, you love serving your clients, but you're ready to have someone come in and support you on a level that is different. Someone who understands the federal market, someone who has served in the military and understand structures, foundation, execution, people, team, connection, partnership, the complexity of navigating this process. Then I invite you to connect with me. And if you're curious about what this program is that I'm going to be sharing more about in the coming days, send me a DM and say, curious. Okay, and I'll share with you. Okay, send me a DM with the word curious. I'll be happy to share with you. So as you're watching this later on, #replay, like I said, share what you do. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Share this with your tech founders who like, hey, you need to get with Shevvy. Spread the wealth. And also, I would love for you to go to my YouTube channel and check it out, subscribe, and also share that with a friend. But I'm here every Wednesday on the Executive Innovation Show. And as your, business development and SBIR consultant, I'm really passionate about helping tech founders like yourself to break into the federal market and submit SBIR merit-worthy proposals without burning out. Because I know you're dealing with a lot. Okay, you're dealing with a lot, whether you have a family or not. You got teams, you got clients, all the things. You got places to be, you got meetings to attend. I know you're probably in meetings galore, like just having meetings after meetings after meetings. So I definitely understand you are at capacity. But if you're looking for a strategic process roadmap to help you tap into the federal market with SBIR or even business development consulting, then reach out. Okay. Well, thank you all for joining me on the Executive Innovation Show. Again, I'm your host, Shevvy. Thank you for being here. And I will see you all next Wednesday, same time, 1 p.m. Central Time. And as always, thank you so much for joining. And this is the place where innovation meets funding and execution meets leadership. Have an amazing day and see you all soon.